So maybe let's start. Hello, everyone. Again, I'm Andris Tabren, the engineering director at Agiliway. I'm excited to tell you about the amazing adventure of turning our idea into something real. It's mobile. It's in the applications that changes how you use the well-known and non-government platform CVCRM on your phone. Today, I will guide you through this fantastic journey, starting from the first idea to making a cool mobile solution. So let's start. Oh, here. One moment. Not this one. So here is our. Can you see my avatar? It's a bottom. One moment. I don't know what is this. How to switch off. Okay, let's continue. I don't know how to remove it. So today we are going to talk about next items. The first one is identifying the problems. We will talk about the issue we wanted to solve, making CVCRM work better on phones. We figured this out because we have been part of CVCRM community and noticed the challenge. The next item is technology selection. We will explain how we picked the right tools. We will chat about the React Native and why it's our favorite. The next is development process tips. This part is all about how we actually made the app, from planning to building the team. We used a smart way of working called Agile. We will keep simple and fun. The next item is overcoming challenges. Each product has some problems, so we will share our bumps we faced. And the last item is Q&A. We are here to answer all your questions, whether it's about our journey or app itself. Let's talk. So let's start from the first one. Identifying the problem. Every good product starts by figuring out the problems it wants to solve. Before we started this journey, it's important to know that we have a lot of experience with CVCRM. We are not new to this challenge. We have been a part of the CVCRM community, doing workshops, creating open source models, and performing team customizations. Our experience helped us connect CVCRM with many other services, so we really understand how it works and what troubles are in CVCRM. CVCRM has many cool features, but there was a big problem. So we should identify the challenge. It's not flexible for phones. You can adjust the looks or install a custom theme, but usually there are some things you cannot change. And complex user interface, it's not user-friendly. Almost everything is too complicated for a simple user. You must click a ton of buttons to do some very simple things. And our goal is to create a mobile application. We wanted to design a user-friendly, lightweight. We wanted to design user-friendly, lightweight, and easy-to-use mobile applications that would empower users with full potential of CVCRM on their smartphones. And here is a cool part. Our new solution isn't just easy, it has to be customizable. This means that if you want a personalized white label application, we can build one for you. So we set a clear goal to create a mobile solution that could simplify the user experience and make CVCRM accessible anytime and anywhere. The next step is technology selection. Choosing the right technology for a project is a bit like picking the right tool for a job. It depends on what the project needs and how much it can cost and how quickly it needs to be done. In this part, we will talk about how we decided which technology to use for our project. We looked at many different technologies to make sure we picked the right ones. What was on our list? We initially thought about using a responsive website, focusing on an adaptive theme for CVCRM. The next item is custom extension. Creating custom extension means making a new CVCRM extension with our own pages and processes using the CVCRM API. To put it simply, we copied the original functionality of CVCRM, but did it on our way. Another option on our radar was Ionic, a framework for building cross-platform mobile application. Next is Flutter, another cross-platform solution, seemed very promising and was developed by Google. However, at the time of consideration, it was easier in beta or version 1. And the last item in our list is React Native, another cross-platform solution built on React and JavaScript. It's user-friendly, especially if you are familiar with JavaScript. The cool part is that you can build native apps quickly and have the flexibility to do everything you want by using native code, Java or Swift. So here is a table where we put all our options, and we were trying to find the best solution for us. So let's go step by step and discuss why we choose React Native. The first is easy setup. It means for end user how easy it is to install our application or solution. So for a responsive website, it's a bit tricky. They might find it hard because it needs changes in CVCRM files, making it tough for clients to set up. And upgrades for CVCRM could be a challenge. Custom extension is easy. It's just installing a simple extension as usual. Ionic is super easy for user. Just take an application from Google or Apple Store. Flutter and React Native, it's the same. User can get from Google Play or Apple Store application like any other. The next item is estimate. So for responsive website, is the cheapest. Generally, it involves making UI changes, making it more budget-friendly. Custom extension requires more time, but only a PHP engineer is required, so making it reasonably priced and landing it on the second place. Ionic is just a JavaScript website wrapped in native applications, so it makes making Ionic on a third place. The next is Flutter. it's a new language. It was a new language on this time. So needs expertise and includes both Flutter and PHP development. So it is a fifth place. React Native, not the cheapest, but if you know JavaScript or even better React, you can start fixing bugs and build apps. So it's a fourth place. Maintenance. Responsive website requires ongoing maintenance, especially when CVCRM updates are released. Custom extension, generally maintenance is manageable. Ionic, it's generally straightforward. Flutter, maintenance can be a bit more involved due to the use of a new language. And React Native, if you are familiar with JavaScript or React, as I said before, maintenance becomes very straightforward, and especially this is true for us, being an IT company, as we always have someone who can pick up the bugs and fix all of them. So the next item is scalability. Responsive website is very limited, I would say, especially when we need to make big changes. It requires to change CVCRM core files. All other options, custom extension, Ionic, Flutter, and React Native, is scalability is achievable. The only one trick is to set up a good structure and make it able to grow. Next step is performance. A responsive website and custom extension. Performance may be impacted, especially on mobile devices. The problem is that we have to use CVCRM as a base, and we cannot control environment where CVCRM is located, so it can be a problem. For Ionic, performance is reasonable, but it may not match the level of a fully native app. Flutter offers high performance level, and React Native also provides a good performance. The next item is user-friendly. A responsive website and custom extension might lack user-friendliness on mobile devices due to the changes of adapting a desktop orientation interface. Ionic offers a good experience, and Flutter and React Native great experience with a smooth and familiar interface like the ones in regular apps. Notifications, so a responsive website and custom extension provides web pushes, and Ionic, Flutter, and React Native have push notifications. And the last step for us was offline work. For responsive website and custom extension, we cannot achieve this, and for three other items, we can include these options when creating the new application. So in the end, we choose React Native because it gives us user-friendly native apps that are simple to install and use. Being an IT company, we already had experience with React and JS, so making maintenance and future growth a breeze. So we selected React Native, and that means that we are ready to start making the apps, and I will talk about few tips. During the development, important items is project planning. We planned our project really well. We knew that a good plan is the base for a successful project, so we set clear goals, made timelines, and defined scope. The next item is to build the right team. We made sure to have a super lead engineers who knows the best way to set up our project. We also had people who can do the main work and interns who can learn and take on bigger roles later, because this project is for a long run. For product development, very important is designers who make things look and feel good. Plus, we have a project manager and testers. Use agile methodology. We used a method called Agile to manage our projects. It helped us work in short, focused cycle called sprint. This way, we stayed flexible and make quick changes. Breaking into versions, we set clear milestones and timelines to track our progress and make sure we stayed on the right path. Those goals helped keep everyone on the same page. Thinking about users, making sure users liked our app was super important. Our designers and developer teamed up to create a design that not only looked good, but was also easy to use. We regularly checked in with users about new versions, asking them what they liked and what they wanted to see in the next version. Their input helped us figure out what was most important to work on next. To sum up, we made the app planning a lot, working together, thinking about users, and changing things often. So the next slide is about challenges. In every project, there are problems to solve, and our was not different. In this part, we will talk about the issues we faced and how we fixed them to make our mobile solution work well. So here is top 3 challenges. The first one is cross-platform consistency, making sure our app looked and worked the same on both iPhone and Android. Needed a lot of careful work. React Native was a big help because it let us use one set of code for both kind of phones. But even with that, testing and fixing problems was tough because there are so many different phones and versions on the operation system out there. No control over where the CVCRM is installed. We are using CVCRM as a backend for our application, so we don't have control over where people put CVCRM and our extension. To make sure everything works okay, we added a checklist page to our extension, and this checklist checks that all the important things like permissions or some passes are set up correctly. Usually we have a lot of feedback and reported bugs because of some configurations. And the last challenge was user feedback. While it's amazing to hear what users think, it can be tricky to use all that feedback in making the app better. We had to balance what users wanted with our own goals for the apps. That's all. And now, if you have some questions, I can try to answer. So please leave it in chats or in Q&A I see the comment that there is no Kotlin in my table. The reason is we don't have experience with this technology, and it requires like more time and more engineers to do this. If we prefer to choose something like Flutter or React because it's like cross-platform, so it not requires so many time to do. Here is a question: how long was the development process? The development process is in progress right now still. So we have like already few versions, and we are developing new features till now. So we are upgrading our application all the time. But if you are talking about like the first version, I would say it was 3 months from the start to do the first version. It was very limited. As I remember, first version was only about activities and sign in, sign up, something like that, like user profile, company profile. But still, it was really nice and user-friendly and working solution. So we have a few questions. One moment, I will pick something right now. The question is how to keep the balance between user feedback and maintaining a clear vision for the mobile solution. Are there any best practices for gathering feedbacks? Yeah, to gather feedbacks, you can use like first place is Google Play and Apple Store comments. So usually users leave some stars and write some comments when they are happy on angry. So usually you can see or 5 stars on 1 star. And very often 1 star is when user cannot install or like cannot set up or something like that. So he is very angry. So this is, I would say, the first source where you can see feedbacks. Also, we have other friends from CVCRM community. So usually we give access to the new version to our friends, so they can try, test, and provide us with some feedbacks. How to balance between user feedback and maintenance? It's very hard to say. What is important to have a timeline and milestones, so you know what you have to achieve and when, and so you can plan. You can put on the list you can put in this plan, for example, on the next version, some requirements from users, I would say. How do you manage support of all branded apps? The question is. So for us, it's very simple because all of our applications are working from one source code, almost all, except like some configurations and custom models. So we can update the code once, and after that, just build applications, new version for every client for branded apps. So it's not so hard. In future, we are planning to do some automation for this. I think there are no any questions, so I guess we can finish our webinar. So thank you for joining and have a nice evening. Bye-bye.